Strike! Strike! Strike!
Women's boobs are their balls. They're just not down there. So yes, gentlemen, we have bigger balls than you do.
You can't live on a lie. It's a fact. Don't matter who it is. You can't live on a lie. That's a fact. No matter what you do, you can't live on a lie.
Slinging shots, sinking, going on. You were drinking in the corner alone. I was ragging up some 9-ball, making every single pocket I called. It was a ball rolling, beer flowing, hell of a night. Till my ex-best friend dropped by. Pretty soon you both were whispering. I said, oh God, there you go again. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. You were a show-stopping, jaw-dropping, one of a kind, but it didn't take me much time to find out you were a rattlesnake who up and bit me in a bad way. You had my heart yearning, fire burning from the start. Now I don't know who you are, didn't know you had a forked tongue, but devil's daughter if he's got one. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. Raised to never say this kind of thing to a lady, so I ain't saying you're a two-faced, backstabbing gossip, but maybe if you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, moving like you've been doing. Keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. Oh, fucker up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, Brandon Maddox. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Jimbo. How about you?
I'm doing awesome, buddy. I'm half the man I was last time you saw me.
You lost a bunch of weight?
I weighed in at 199 yesterday.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was probably about 265 when you saw me, somewhere in there.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Now, did you recognize that song that was playing right there?
I believe I did. I think I had a hand in maybe pinning that song there. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about it, man. What gave you the idea? And like, I know that's a song that can, touch many people, and they can, apply it to many situations.
It's definitely a touching song. I mean, when you talk about lips touching, other parts of bodies, it definitely is one of those touching songs like that. But
Emma wanted to say hi. She just woke up from a little nap. She wanted to say hi.
Hey, how's it going over there?
Tell your wife she should have joined my chat earlier. We talked about the 80s.
Oh, yeah,
no
she was born in the
just
80s.
The 80s, like the songs and what we dressed like and how different we were than the kids these days, like making mud pies and playing in the creeks and
Oh yeah.
how we
Country
were,
living.
how we were allowed to sit in the cars and parents could go do what they needed to do and nobody bothered us, and how we
And you
can't
didn't
do
have
that
cell
these
phones all
days.
the time.
No, we
Yeah.
didn't have cell phones until
No.
I was a
And we
late
talked
teenager before I had a cell phone.
about the stuff
Same
that
here.
The stuff we've seen that these kids will never see. The things like cell phones and everything that's created and whatever. But I'll let y'all get back to y'all show. But
Thank you, baby.
you should have had tell her next Saturday we're doing a cooking thing and everybody's getting together with their favorite recipes that was gifted down to them.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
I'm making lasagna.
If we can catch the
Okay.
Maddoxes not on the road, we'll
Yeah.
maybe on a Saturday.
I know we will be on the road next week, actually, but that it might not be bad because sometimes we have more time when we're on the road than we do when we're home,
Yeah.
because we're working on getting back out on the road when we're home, and we're sometimes we'll get kind of bored if we're on the road. So
I just think it's a bunch of women. There's no men in there.
Hey,
It's a bunch of Jimbo's in there, but he's playing a DJ like he plays 80 songs and stuff. So tell her she might enjoy like coming on there next Saturday. It's at 5:00. So we're just going to talk about recipes, and I'm going to cook, and we're just going to talk about food and stuff that our parents used to make for us for dinner. Because none of us got took out to eat, because back in the 80s and 90s, parents didn't go out to eat.
yeah, and I'll tell her, but you can also feel free to message her and tell her.
I will. I'm friends with her on Facebook. I'll take care of her. I'm just trying to have some fun and no drama. Just us girls, just chilling, talking about stuff. We did.
well, we can already talk about drama because we're talking about kissing my ass over here right now.
And I showed
That's right.
some
We're gonna change the
pictures
subject.
of Jimbo when he was smaller, and in the 80s in his first car, and I showed some pictures of me. There's not very many pictures of me. My parents got divorced, and
My first car was a 77 Datsun B210.
Wow.
My parents paid $450 cash for it.
yeah, our kids.
Wow.
We tell our kids all the time that, like our son, he got a pair of
He's
those.
got shoes that cost more than
More
my
than
first
his
car.
first car, he got a pair of those shoes when they first come out that you charge and they lace, like they tighten to your feet to play ball.
Mm-hmm.
They were
They're
$400,
self-lacing, yeah.
and
Wow.
and the mail people gave them to the wrong house. And you talking about somebody having a heart attack?
Yeah, we thought they were gone.
It was me, but thank goodness he was a basketball coach who lived next door, and that's the house they went to. But and we bought those shoes because that's all the baby asked for. And
You don't have to explain.
well, sometimes I do. That's a lot of money for a kid to have shoes. But I'll let y'all get back. I just wanted to tell your wife and just say hi to you.
Well, good to see you. Good to
Because
see
me and
you.
her got to talk at the show and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So I love you, honey. I just
Love
We
you.
hope
wanted
to
to
see you
know.
guys at some more shows. I've actually been booking a tour up to Indiana area. So like Evansville, Indiana, that part, that's not too far for you. We'll be coming up there in August.
August?
We'll stop off. Maybe we can have lunch or dinner together and talk.
Is Evansville around Louisville?
It's west of there. So it's a little
I
bit
thought it was
of
that
a haul.
way.
Yeah, it'd be like Owensboro, Kentucky. And then,
Oh, yeah. I'd probably live closer to you than I would Owensboro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know how that was from your place to mine versus from there, from
Yeah,
those 2 points.
And thank you for letting me take a nap.
I will. But you're fine, baby. Now, I don't know if Alicia has even talked to you, but a bunch of us, the YouTubers, are going to try to get together in August and be in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area for a weekend. So
We'll be there. Do you want me to look and see when I'm going to be there?
yeah, that'd be awesome. Alicia's like, maybe I can get him booked there, for a weekend.
Yeah,
But I told her that you were there quite often anyway.
I am, and I never know my schedule. I book them and forget them whenever I book a new show or book a series of shows.
Yeah.
Let me see. My internet's acting screwy. Let me see if I can see when we're going to be in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg again. Hang on just a minute.
Hello, everybody in chat. Welcome in. While you're looking for it, we were talking about you on a previous show, and people were like, somebody asked if you're just country music. I'm like, no, man, I wouldn't watch him, perform, and he takes requests and pretty much does anything from any genre. Like, I've heard you play some way different things, like from one genre to the next, and no segue into it, like just jumping from one place to the other, and it was awesome.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I play all kinds of stuff: rock and roll, country, some folk. I mean, I was raised on 60s, 70s, and 80s rock and roll, even some 50s, and old school country as well as new country that I started listening to, of course, later in life. But bluegrass. I mean, I'm pretty versatile between them. As long as it's something you can play on an acoustic guitar, and you're not, it's not like a rap song or something where you don't have, it doesn't really lend itself to acoustic playing. I can pretty much play it. I found out when we're going to be in Gatlinburg in August, and it's the 4th and 5th, so it's the very first weekend in August.
Okay. More than likely, that's probably before the kids go back to school and stuff too at most places. So it might be a good weekend.
Yeah, we play several places around there. It looks like after we play on the 4th and 5th, we head to Bubba Brews in Maynardville, Tennessee. So we're going to be at Margaritaville in Gatlinburg. Then we're heading August 6th, which is a Sunday, to Bubba Brews in Maynardville, which is just north of Knoxville. That
Bubba Brews, I think, is the one where I told you my brother lives over there.
Is that right? So. Yeah, I believe
It's like a floating bar and grill.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll let him know in advance this time too. Maybe he can get over there and check you out over there too.
That'd be great.
So tell us more about the I keep calling it Kiss My Ass. It's actually named If You're Talking Behind My Back.
Yeah, and I thought about naming it Kiss My Ass. I just wanted to be able to send it out to radio and then not automatically say, oh, it's got an expletive in it, we can't play it.
Right.
But how I came up with it was one day, a lot of times I'll just be, a song receiver, if you will. I won't necessarily be a songwriter. I'll be a song receiver. There'll be a song in the room, or there'll be a song or a title that is out there floating around the ethos, whether it be on the internet or somebody says something that I've never heard before, but maybe everybody else has heard of it, but it'll just hit me in a different way. And I'll be like, that's a cool title. I've never heard that before. And so one day I was perusing around Facebook and I saw some kind of meme or, somebody said something in a post, and it was like, if you're talking behind my back, you're in a good position to kiss my ass. And so I was like, there's a song in there somewhere, and typically, songs that have Kiss My Ass in them, whether it be a Trace Adkins number or a Aaron Tippin or a Jack Daniels Kicked My Ass Last Night, Eric Church, they get some kind of traction. People like them at the live show at the bars. And since we play so many live shows, I thought this would be the perfect live show song. Even if radio doesn't like it, I at least got the live show covered with it. Yeah. So it was a lot of a business decision with it. After, the title was out there, people were saying, you're in a good position to kiss my ass. I thought, I'm going to present that to this guy who I was writing via Zoom that was in Nashville. I'd never written with him before, but as I'm perusing my song titles, I threw out to him, if you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. And he said, oh, I like that. Let's work with that. So that's where it came from. We just put our minds together and wrote it.
Yeah, from a Facebook meme to a song.
That's right.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
It's not personal experience necessarily.
Right. And you're like, you mentioned how that kind of thing, with no matter who sings it, with that kind of punchline or whatever is, generally well taken. And I think it's because honestly, like everybody's had that feeling like kiss my ass, Like at
Yes.
some point, even even the softest spoken of people have felt like saying "kiss my ass" to somebody.
Yeah. Even if it's not in those words, they feel it somehow.
Yeah.
And I think today people are upset with the world. They're stressed out in their lives. The world moves by very quickly, and we have, like Thelma was saying, we live in a world that's not like the '80s anymore. We don't have any kind of peace and quiet. It's just like you're always hooked up to a device. And if you don't get back to someone very quickly, then they suddenly think, well, why aren't you getting back to me? I've waited 5 minutes and you haven't responded to whatever it was online that I sent to you.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a lot to do with the world and things right now that especially speak to that title and that song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Like you say, this it seems like more people than not are frustrated with just the world, just not just politics, not just I mean, just everything, man. There's frustration at all levels, and that's kind of a song. Like when you hear that, when I heard it in the truck, where you called me and said, "I got this song, I want you to check out, and maybe you want to play it and put some video to it with that kind of fits your channel," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on." And I played it immediately, and I'm like, "Oh man, I love it!" Like and now I play it in the car all the time. So,
and honestly, as I've dropped in on some of the things, going on here on this channel, I've thought Jimbo would like to say "kiss my ass," and so it's many of his people on here. They'd like to say that to a few people. So
yeah. There's probably quite a few that would like to say it to me too.
Yeah, it goes around.
Oh goodness. So, how's it doing? I've got it going across the bottom here. I think it was released on 12/29/22.
Mm-hmm.
So, how's it doing so far?
December. It's going good. Though it was released on that day to like DistroKid and like the online platforms, I didn't really start pushing it to radio till about mid-January to mid to late January, I would say. And immediately my local radio station, which is the third largest one in our medium-sized radio market in Chattanooga, they said, I love this song. We'd love to have you down to our station do an interview. So I went down there and did that. And that's one of the it's a traditional country station that I often listen to because it's just got great old time country music on it. And I thought it would be too rockin' for what they would prefer. But so I didn't really expect them to, gravitate towards that song of mine necessarily.
Yeah.
But they liked it and said, come on down, let's do an interview. So it's doing pretty good.
Well, that's awesome. Now, when you say old school country, what are you talking about?
I'm talking like Willie Whalen and the Boys and Pryor.
Okay. Yeah, that's old school country to me too. That's where I'm, we're thinking the same, like to my dad, old school country was, Hank.
Marty Robbins.
Yeah, Marty Robbins, Hank, old school country. But man, Marty Robbins, I love that guy.
Oh,
He's got all kinds of great cowboy songs and stuff.
Yeah, great songwriter, great voice.
One of my favorite songs ever is El Paso.
Yeah, I played that song last night at a gig.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Somebody said play some old school country, and I said, well, I'll take it really far back. So I played played El Paso.
That's awesome. Let's see. We got anything going on in the chat? What the hell? None of us cuss.
I saw that one too. Well, I think it'll fit in quite good with people in here as well.
Oh yeah, did you see the video I put to it?
Yes, there's some great little still shots of people on that. I caught
the one where at the end where it says "pucker up." I've got the one.
Yeah.
Open that real wide.
Yeah. I hope to push it out there a little bit more, and I pushed out to a bunch of radio stations there mid-January to early February. And see, I either have to do all this on my own from a spreadsheet, or I've hired radio people in the past, but people just don't choose to pick up an independent act's music and play it.
Right.
You've got to put it out there so they know where to find it, because they won't just go looking for you. So I've worked from that, and I got about maybe a quarter of the way down on that spreadsheet, and then life got in the way, and I wasn't able to push it the rest of the way down the spreadsheet. And these were all reporting radio stations.
Yeah.
But I hope to get on that again soon.
We've got people all over the country, and some even out of the country. But if they were to call their local country station, and what do they need to say to get them to request your song so they can play it there?
Yeah. Well, the title is called "If You're Talking Behind My Back." So that would be the name of it you would request. And then it's on plaympe.com. So they can access the song via Play MPE, PLAY. M as in Mary, P as in Paul, E as in Emily.com, plaympe.com.
Is that all one word, Play MPE?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if they get Play MPE, which most of them do, they'll be able to do it. And if they come back with, well, we don't use Play MPE, I'll be happy to, if they'll send me the name of the DJ or the program director, whoever is at the radio station they speak to, I'll reach out to that person and make sure that they get the song.
I'm going to highlight this.
Sent to you in the private chat there.
You're talking.
And thanks to Alicia Turner putting my website up there. Appreciate that very much.
Right. Highlight this and see. Does that look?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks for posting that.
Yeah, and please, if you guys can, help us out here and help Brandon out. Like, the more people hear it, if they don't hear it, they can't love it, right?
That's it.
So
That's
you're
it.
getting the word out there and getting it played, and then somebody's going to hear that and say, "Hey, I want to hear that again." And they may call in and request to hear it more. So,
right. And I've had people tell me, radio guys saying that song is a hit right there. I mean, if they can just hear it, they'll probably be playing that song. I'll talk to 45-year radio vets. They love the song. Guys that know music, have dealt with music a very long time, they love that song as well. Yeah. And as far back as 13, 14 years ago, I'd be at an event in Nashville, and I would meet a radio guy and I'd play him a song. He'd say, "Man, you guys, you have some great stuff." And I hadn't even written some of the level of songs back then that I've written today. And they would be like, send me some songs. And I would, but they would get told by their boss that they couldn't play my music. And that's the way it is a lot with radio. Is if it's a Clear Channel owned radio station, the biggest in the market, they won't be able to play. They'll get fired. They'll literally get fired and lose their jobs if they play an independent act. It's all
so Clear Channel radio stations can't play your stuff.
That's right. Clear Channel can't play me unless they're, it's like got to be an independent operator of the station, pretty much, that can play my music. So it's all bottled up,
one of those
generated.
Good old boy.
Yeah,
I hate that kind of stuff.
It's everywhere too. So no matter what business you're in,
you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. I mean, you're talking as simple stuff as, like when we order uniforms for basketball, we're told at the schools, well, we have to use this guy or this guy because, they're in with the school system here, and, they donate X amount. So we're going to use them. And like, really, even though we get a better deal and faster deal and nicer uniforms from this other guy, yep, even though we're doing all that, we're still going to go with this guy because he's our guy. So I don't know, man. It's
Yeah.
hard to break in, I guess,
It is. That's a classic example of how it is.
Yeah.
We got our go-to people, and no matter if you got a better product, service, whatever it is, we know these people, and we're going to deal with them because they're our buddies.
Yeah.
So anyway, I posted also in here for you, Jimbo. It's where people can find it on Apple Music. The song, if you're talking about my back.
Let me push this on there. I'll put this in the chat.
We have about 200 dates a year we play. Usually, I noticed Alicia Turner put my show schedule in there. Thank you very much for doing that too. We have 63 shows on the books right now. If you were to go to my bands in town, and we've already played probably 40 to 50 shows this year so far. So they keep deleting as the shows come on. They move the old ones where they don't show up anymore, and then the new ones pop up. So all told, it's about 200 plus a year that we do. So we may be coming to people in this chat's area where they live.
Yeah, yeah. So how far west do you typically go?
Usually Nebraska is about as far west as we go. We haven't been past there. We did go one time to Colorado and play the Colorado State Fair. So we flew out there, but see, there's this big, landmass of, the towns are far apart. Once you get kind of past Norfolk, Nebraska, all the towns are really far apart before you get to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
And to make the money that you need to make, it's tough to traverse that and not have the money coming in for all the miles that you travel.
Will you be going to Canada anytime soon?
Not anytime soon, but that doesn't mean we won't go there, in the future. It's just
Would you love to go to Canada?
That'd be very cool. I've thought about, I wish I could play the Calgary Stampede that's up there.
Look what I got. I got a Canadian 50 one of my subscribers sent me for my birthday, and I'm going to keep it and frame it.
I've got that too. I've got some Canadian money too. I don't remember how much it is.
Isn't their money so cool?
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's got see-through part in it and everything. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think I got that at the Nashville International Airport when I played Tootsie's there. I got all these foreign currencies that people would put in my tip jar. It was kind of neat.
So not a big country girl, but I love this song. Just downloaded from Spotify. Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Kayla May, looks like. In Oklahoma, yes, I do. Fluffy from Oklahoma says, am I coming out to Oklahoma? Yeah. That is actually kind of more likely because Tulsa, Oklahoma has a pretty good music scene. We have some friends near Tulsa. I've looked at Broken Arrow Casino out there and some various casinos in southeastern Oklahoma. So it's definitely a possibility. It's just hard to get some of the casinos to book us for 2 nights or give us enough money to make it out there. Some casinos in the Midwest will pay, not in Oklahoma, but some of the ones we played in the past prior to the pandemic, paid us like $4,000 to $5,000 for a full band show to come out there, and that was good. But we couldn't get 2,000 out of Oklahoma, and we couldn't get 1,000 out of near Texas because Texas and Oklahoma are so close together, and there's a whole music industry in Texas. So people are willing to go play for a lot less money for where they're coming from, and how it goes with the artists out there kind of outbidding each other to play for the lowest price just to get the gig.
Is there a whole lot of artists out west that are on the country music scene?
There's a fair amount, and the weirdest part is I would think that they would be very collaborative type people because they live in these rural, Rocky Mountain states and plain states. But the ones that are in the Rockies, they seem to be very guarded about their territory. It's like they don't want to work with you, and they don't. You're horning in on their turf type of an attitude. So yeah, there's a fair amount that I know in those areas.
Yeah, I went through that in my wrestling days. Like they it's very territorial. No, like if you're not established, not only do the other wrestling promotions not want you coming around, but even the venues are like, well, you're not one of our people, like, but you don't want to make some money, you don't want to rent me this facility. No, you're not one of our people. So, okay.
Yeah, it goes back to that again. But the ones in the eastern half of the U.S., they're actually better about working with them than the western artists are, for some reason.
We recently had some pig farmers from Arkansas show up on YouTube. Michelle. But do you do anything around the pig farms in Arkansas?
Yeah, we played Little Rock. I mean, that's not the big farms of Arkansas, but we played Arkansas. We played, the Little Rock area. We played thought we played somewhere. Yeah, we played more southern Arkansas near El Dorado, Arkansas. But I used to be an artist that opened up Mapco stations. So for a while there in 2013, they would do grand openings of Mapco stations, and I would get paid to go out there, and all my lodging would be covered, and I would do these Mapco stations. So I did go to El Dorado, where Delic Corporation is headquartered, that owns Mapco gas stations. So yeah, but I would love to get out there, again in that area. It's the pandemic ruined everything as far as our attempts at traveling to further locations from where home base is, which is Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we weren't able to, make those westward attempts from Chattanooga. We got to go up through Nashville, head I-40 west to Memphis, then, another hour or two or whatever to Little Rock. So it's just tough to get out that way and make that count for economically, make it make sense.
Yeah. I went to Memphis last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever been there. It's pretty cool. I did not get to see Graceland, but when I take Thelma back, I want to take her to see it. That's on her bucket list.
Yeah. There's the Peabody Hotel with those ducks, too.
Somebody told me about that, one of my friends, and he told me the whole story behind it. Like, it was like evidently it was a big deal. They had to put weights on them and everything.
Yeah. There's a big deal out there. It's a good tourist attraction. And then, of course, Graceland was awesome. I got to visit that years ago. That was pretty cool. But let's
see, now this is your YouTube channel, right? Play Hooky Songs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me share this. So
and
if you guys want to subscribe, please subscribe to Brandon's YouTube channel. Sometimes he gets on there and plays some music, live music. He did a couple of times around Christmas time, I know for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is I do some live shows from there, take some requests when I'm live. Yeah, it's harder to do it as the year goes on because of our tour schedule gets busier to actually go live and play, live YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fluffy says, have I ever met up with Arlo Guthrie? Nope, never met Arlo Guthrie. Mindy says, living on Tulsa Time. I actually met the writer of Living on Tulsa Time years ago. Danny Flowers, I believe, is his name. I'm going to look it up just to be sure.
I love that song.
Yeah, he was in a room. I was just in a room by ourselves of me and Danny Flowers, the writer of that song, because I was part of this Garth Brooks flood relief thing that they were doing. And basically, 2010 Nashville had all these floods, big time floods. And I still remember those times where homes were just floating away and businesses were floating down the interstate. It was really bad. And so Garth Brooks did 9 consecutive shows for this flood relief. And during that time, Kent Blasey, who wrote a bunch of stuff for Garth Brooks, he was on the bill, and so was I, as well as the guy that wrote the dance for Garth Brooks, Tony Arata, and then Danny Flowers was there as well, the Living on Tulsa Time songwriter.
Oh, that is I bet you have a bunch of stories like where you just have met writers and artists and bands and things like that.
Yeah, too many to probably tell on a program like this.
Yeah.
As long as this lasts.
Yeah, that is cool. So, put yourself in a fanboy position. Who is your favorite meet? Who have you met that was your favorite as far as that you looked up to or would want to meet?
Well, who I'd want to meet that I never got to meet was Brad Paisley. Because in the beginning, his early songs, his early stuff was fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course I've not met George Strait, but I would love to meet George Strait. Some other people that I've been able to meet that was really cool. Now, as far as, the top one, I'm trying to think of all the people, all the stars that I got to meet while I was in Nashville. But Keith Urban, got to meet Keith Urban, and I got to meet Kix Brooks. I sat right next to Kix Brooks at a CMA Awards event. And Charles and Hillary, as well as Dave from Lady Antebellum, that was really neat too. Sat right next to them as well. Super nice people too, by the way. Kix is super nice, and Dave from Lady Antebellum is super nice too. Great, nice people in that band.
I love that band. I love their music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Need You Now was probably my favorite song of theirs, I think. I'm trying to think of anybody else that.
Alicia said George Strait is her cheat man. Oh gosh. Have you ever met Chris Stapleton? He's a Kentucky boy.
I did meet Chris Stapleton one time. He had written a song for their bluegrass band, the Steel Drivers, and the Steel Drivers had a big hit back in 2009 called "If It Hadn't Been for Love." So I got to go to the #1 party on that. I got to meet Chris Stapleton and his Steel Driver band.
Well, that's cool. That's before he was really big. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. We didn't know he would become, as huge as he did, of course, back then.
Have you seen the CMA performance with him and who is
Is it
lady?
Timberlake?
She's also from Kentucky.
You trying to think of Justin Timberlake?
No, it's a woman, Patty Loveless.
Oh no! Which
Patty Loveless? They did "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive."
Oh, I was wondering if it was that one, because that could be haunting with those two bluesy voices.
Gosh, it's like 6 minutes long, and like they'll do the chorus and without even words at one point, and she's just like humming it. She is. Mm-hmm. He's playing the guitar. It's awesome.
Wow.
You'll have to look that one up. It's on YouTube. You have to look that one up. It's good.
For sure. I'm gonna look that up for sure. Yeah.
I think it's like 2022 CMA Awards, Chris Stapleton and Patty Loveless, and it'll bring it up.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just this past year, but it was great. People started sending it to me right away. Are you watching this? You see this? This is awesome.
That's always been a very cool. Like when I first heard that, it's probably early 2000s, 2003-ish, and that video came on CMT. You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Paisley remade that.
Oh, we did.
Never Leave Harlan Alive. Yeah.
The only version I've heard is Patty Loveless's version.
Yeah, Brad Paisley's is awesome.
Wow.
It's really, really good. But of course they all got a little bit different, version of it, but it's all, I love it because I'm from Harlan, I grew up there. So, and I left there alive. I don't live in Harlan anymore. So
I was about to say you made it out alive.
I did. Of course, the coal mines didn't get me. It got a lot of my family, but it didn't get me. So yeah. I'm happy about that. But
yeah,
still my old hometown,
Yeah.
Have you ever played Louisville, Kentucky Music Festival?
Yeah, I played in Louisville. I played the Louisville Bats game out in Slugger Field. So I did a performance out there, probably 2018, at Slugger Field. I also was on WHAS Louisville TV station, did an interview there. I played the blind squirrel, and there's something called Gypsy, the Gypsy or something like that out there in Louisville. And I played Okolona or something like that, just west of Louisville. I'm trying to think of so she said the 3-day festival in Louisville. Have to be up at 3. Oh, never mind. She said I have to be up at 3.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4. Well, it's 3 or 4 streets, but it's like a block or two. They block off down there in downtown Louisville, and it's just a big old music festival. It's all kinds of different stages they've got set up in different areas. We did an MMA show there during their festival once.
What's it called? What's this festival called?
I think it's the music festival. I think. Let me hang on a second. I'll see.
All right.
If I can find it. Of course, we were booked by somebody else to do that MMA show, and it was, people just wandered in off the streets because they were all downtown anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It was Louisville Music Festival.
Okay, I will put that on the radar to reach out to. There's lots of times I'll reach out to music festivals, and they're a lot more tough to book than the bars because they have a budget that they're thinking in their minds, but they'll never tell you what that budget is.
Because they want you to come in under budget.
Yeah, they want me to come in under budget, but they won't counter with anything and say, well, that's out of our budget, but we'll pay this. They never let you know what you're shooting at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bars will at least oftentimes or sometimes say, well, that's out of our budget, but we will work with you, or you come down to meet our budget, or we'll compromise or something,
Becky Historical, her brothers played with Keith Whitley, Vince Gill, Ricky Skaggs, and Dolly when they were all younger playing bluegrass.
Oh, that's awesome. Vince Gill is one of the nicest guys in the business. I've met him 3 different occasions in Nashville, and I saw him for $1 at the Bluebird Cafe, and I didn't know he would be there, nor did anybody else. As a surprise appearance.
Wow.
And he showed up for $1. And then there was another time where I ambushed him in a parking lot. And I was with a girl that had just gotten a job at Country Weekly magazine up there. And we were waiting in the parking lot for Vince Gill to arrive. We knew he would. And
you got the scoop.
What's that?
You got the scoop.
I got the scoop, and I said, let's go out there and ask if he would do an interview with you. And I was just all about getting her the interview. I wasn't really trying to, get my picture made, but I was like, just going to let her do her thing, get her picture made and whatever she wanted to do. And that was it. And he says, would you like your picture made? And I said, wow, yeah, sure. He was nice enough to suggest that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now he's got one song in particular that is one of my favorite songs ever. It's Nobody Answered. When I Call Your Name.
Oh, When I Call Your Name. I think it's the name of it.
Yeah, that's probably the name of it. Yeah, but I love that song, man. It's heart wrenching though, man.
Yeah. He had a good one he played that night, but I've never really heard it since, or it wasn't a big hit for him, but it was a good, really cool tune that he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judo Tap Out played with Motorhead, Black Label, Society, Primer 55, Dope Skin Lab, or it's a little bit different genre. Judo. I told Judo, I was like, maybe if Brandon were booked down there in August when the YouTuber showed up, you could sit in and play the drums. And he's like, for country? Like, yeah, man. You can hit the rhythm, you just hit the cymbal and the snare drum pretty much, and then every now and then do the rundown. You can do it.
He'd be so bored playing country music. He'd be like, I
Yeah,
gotta do
he's all
something
asleep
more
up
than
there.
this. Just for you said, hey, Jimbo, Brandon, and chat, popping in before my kiddos get to bed.
Hey, just for you. Yeah, Judo just came down and picked up his puppy. 2 of the puppies are still left, and that's the one you hear whining and screaming in there. They're half AKC registered Rottweiler and half AKC registered Akita.
Oh, that's
So
very
Judo came and got one,
interesting.
and it's going to be a service dog. Judo is since 9 months old. He hasn't had his legs from pretty much the knee down, and one of them I think the waist down. But so he's a phenomenal story of a human being. He's black belt in judo, and I think Shotokan karate. So he's not let any kind of disability hold him back in life. You know, he's a really inspirational guy. And he's one phenomenal drummer. Like, we saw some video of him hitting those drums too, buddy. He's good.
Yeah. I've got a new band that I've been working with lately here, and they're sounding really good. The bass player plays more, he's used to rock and roll, and just in all kinds of like weird, like African, shoot, I forget what he called it, but he's just really into like world music type stuff. And that bass player, he'll be doing such complicated stuff on this country stuff. I have to tell him to lay back and just, do the country style more than he's doing.
Louder Than Live. Check that out. I will, Penny Positive. I'll check that out. Yeah, Judo Tap Out was telling me about Hank Jr. or Hank Williams III. And he was in a metal band at first, but now he's doing old country like his dad and grandpa. So.
Yeah, I like Hank III actually quite a bit. I was listening to him several years ago, and his voice is actually more like his grandfather than his voice is Hank Jr. It's more like Hank Sr.
Wow. I haven't heard much from him. Like, I need to look him up and listen to some of it, because I love Hank and Hank Sr. So I definitely need to check those out.
Yeah, I need to refresh my memory on his music. It was good when I did hear it.
Growing up, it was Hank Jr. for me all the way, and then of course Garth Brooks. So, but yeah, those are my type guys right there. Vince Gill wasn't so much, but I do like that one song. There's a couple songs I really, really like. Like, he's got some duets with some female artists that I really, really enjoy too. Vince Gill comes to Kentucky sometimes with a few more famous bluegrass and country singers. They gather up someone's house and play and sing. Wow, my son-in-law cousin goes and sings for them. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Is Vince Gill from Kentucky?
Well, there's the internet for that. Let's see.
We can Google it, can't we?
Yeah.
Born to Boogie. That was my first wrestling entrance song, Alicia.
Vince is from Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Seems like that rings a bell. It seems like, yep.
Well,
Fluffy's in Oklahoma, and she come in and said, yep, Oklahoma.
Yeah. And he loves, Vince is a big bluegrass guy. I mean, you can find him down at the Station Inn in Nashville just about all the time, jamming with the Time Jumpers. He loves bluegrass. That's probably one of his favorite genres.
That's another good one by Vince Gill. Does he drive his John Deere there? So, is there? Do you have a number that you set out for a year, or I want to say, do they call them albums or records or whatever now? Like, is there a number of songs that you try to achieve?
Not really. I don't place the bar too high on that, not quite honestly.
Yeah.
I have written 1,500 songs, and I've got probably 5 to 10 hits in that range, maybe a few more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've got good ones. I've got good songs, and I've got probably 5 to 10 great ones in that 1,500 song category.
Yeah.
So really, what matters is getting those songs out there to the best that I can. I wish that I could get more albums, done, but it all costs $1,000 a song to record these things.
Yeah. Is that like just in studio, or is that?
Yeah, just in the studio, it's $1,000 a song to get the musicians to play them and record them.
Wow.
And after that, it costs more to get the CDs pressed up and all the other costs associated with it, even doing a photo shoot or whatever.
Right. That's the whole thing. You got to spend money to make money, but where do you get that money to spend to make that money?
Yeah, that's why I don't really push it, all that much, trying to, put these songs out there. I do it as I see an opportunity.
Yeah.
And because it's never going to pay for itself. It's never going to be like, oh, wow, I made much more money that I made on this song versus what I put into it. It won't add up to be that way.
Yeah. Got to get good investors, and that's hard to do these days. Yeah, I can see that, Alicia, for sure.
She's right on the money.
And like you said, a lot of things intertwine. But I know a few people who have burned a few investors. Of course, it's not music investors per se, but that's the kind of thing. How many of these music investors have had somebody take their money and run?
Yeah. Yeah, and they almost have to go. The investors have to go in with the attitude that, and they got to know that that betting on an artist is a risky thing, and they still have to want to do it. After they know that artists are not biotech firms, artists are not, a sure bet or a likely bet or a calculated risk. Really, it's all for the love of the music and the artist. If they think that this horse is in the race, they might have 40% chance or 30 on an optimistic day of getting their horse to win.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that in a gambler's term, because like I used to play quite a bit of poker, and when I would go to the poker house to play cards, play hold'em, like I would only take what I was comfortable not coming home with at all. So if I couldn't afford to lose it, I wasn't going to put it in it. Kind of that kind of thing. So I guess that's what you're saying. Like, if an investor is getting into something, they need to understand that this could be a bust. It could be great. It could be a bust.
Yeah, it's if they're looking for an ROI, they need to have realistic expectations. If they want a tax write-off, I'll be their best tax write-off that they have,
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of them are looking to do. What can I do to lower my taxes?
Yeah.
And I'd be happy to help them out with that.
Yeah. I might know a few people. I might actually, that you say that, if it's a tax write-off, I can probably maybe get you a little help with some.
That'd be great. Yeah.
So yeah, heck yeah. Any way I can help you, I will. I've appreciated your friendship and getting to know you ever since Alicia introduced us, and you've been really good to me and my family and my friends. With the benefit and everything. So anything we can do here with the Stand and our family, the Stand family, we will absolutely do it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And while we're on the subject of investors, the song "If You're Talking Behind My Back" would not have gotten out there had it not been for I've got an investor guy that helps out with some projects. So he doesn't give me a lot of money, but he gives me enough to put out some projects. And so "If You're Talking Behind My Back" is one of those, and "Cruising Through a Small Town" music video is the other. So
that was awesome.
That came together beautifully. but yeah, it boils down to, I'm the kind of guy that, I know that the return on investment of anything I put out there is probably not going to happen. It's not going to be a win. But if somebody is going to, help out and pay for it out of their own pocket, and they want to see my star rise, they can. And, we'll put out some good stuff. I mean, the music is there, obviously. It's just a matter of of being able to put it out, to afford putting it out.
So hypothetically speaking, if I were to float you an idea of a song and just let you, creatively say, try to write something up and put it together. So we could get that recorded and have, music ready or whatever within $1,000-$1,500.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That would be that would cover about everything to do with that, because I don't really press up 1,000 copies of any CDs anymore. I just do everything by hand, and that might cost me $150 out of pocket to go to the Office Depot, get some labels, get some CDs to put it on.
I've got one of your hand pressed CDs, and so do the girls, and we love them.
I just kind of make them as the demand is there. I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of inventory. Say CDs went bust and nobody ever bought a single one ever. I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of inventory at that point.
Yeah. And honestly, with the age of digital music, it's more likely than not that someday CDs may be obsolete.
That's right. Big tech keeps taking them out of the CD players and the computers, and unless you have something that's old school, you can't even play the CDs or get the music off of it. So it's gone to a streaming download world, and so if you gave me an idea and I wrote a song from it, and if we had $1,500 in the kitty, I'd just take it to my producers in Nashville, and I would play them something on the guitar, and they would chart it out and say this is a 1, 4, 5, 6, to a flat seventh or whatever it is. And there's a Nashville number system that they chart from that chord progression, and then they've got all that. They can put it in any key they want to. That's why they do it with numbers. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, maybe an hour or two later, you've got all the ingredients for the engineer to mix it together. And it took like 3 days, 4 days before I got the final copy, if you're talking behind my back from the producer who produced it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that may be something I might look into in the near future. Actually, that'd be great. And like I said, I'm sure we can round up a few sponsors to maybe cover some of that cost and get some tax write-offs going their way and be beneficial to everybody. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great. We can, it's really, I'll tell you a story. I may have told this story before to you, but maybe some people on here haven't heard this story. Years ago in 2011, there was a guy that came into a bar I was performing, and he said, "Would you mind if I played your guitar when you go on break? Just play a couple of songs I've written." I said, "Sure, you can take my guitar and play a couple songs." He did, and I thought, he's not too bad. He wasn't the best I'd ever heard, and he wasn't the worst I'd ever heard. I thought he's somewhere in the middle. And I always try to give everybody, if they're remotely good, some kind of benefit of the doubt, and try to, form a relationship with them, because I never know if they'll get real good real quick, and we want to join forces and play music together. So 3 years go by, and I've kept in touch with him loosely, and he calls me up, and I'm on the road with Monster Truck. I've been named the Monster Truck Artist of the Year. And he says, "Brandon, I've been out here playing these bar shows, and I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall." And I'm like, "Well, welcome to the club. I've been doing this 7, 8 years. This ain't for the faint of heart, my friend." And he said, "What do I need to do to start seeing some traction?" I said, "You need to go find yourself an investor, and you need to find out who to pay, because I'm not sure who to pay right now, but go find yourself an investor." And he did. And within 2 years, he had found himself a guy that put $250,000 into him. And after that, he was opening for Aaron Watson and other people that were kind of B-level, C-level acts in the industry. You know, they're kind of known, but kind of regionally known. And he moved up from the bar scene and was playing theaters and had, 200,000 followers on Facebook. And, you can buy all that stuff. And so he used his money well, the money that he got from the investor. I don't knock that anytime. He was good at allocating what he got. But that's it. It's all got to do with the money.
Yeah. Well, they say money makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know that it would stop spinning, but it would sure stop a lot of things right in their tracks. If there wasn't any money around, people have to go back to the trading days. I'll give you one of these for one of those.
It's not a bad idea in this world to establish a bartering system.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Dutton. I've heard, I've got a little video of Mr. Dutton playing a little Conway Twitty on his guitar
wow.
and singing.
I like the name Mr. Beth Dutton. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you watch Yellowstone?
Yeah. I've seen I guess first 5 seasons. I think that's probably what they got out, isn't it? 5 seasons.
Yep. Or there's a part 2 of season 5 coming out this summer, I reckon. So
okay.
I got me a big old cowboy hat. I don't have it on now because I don't feel right about wearing my cowboy hat with sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did buy me a big old cowboy hat the other day, and I love it. Do you own a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I've got a cowboy hat. When my wife my future wife, we were just dating at the time. She saw the cowboy hat, and I put it on for her and said, "What do you think about this?" And she hid the hat from me. She did not want me to wear that hat. She was totally against it. So that's why I don't wear a cowboy hat, is my wife doesn't want me to wear a cowboy hat.
Well,
and it might not be that I would look bad in all cowboy hats to her, but this particular cowboy hat was run over by a car before. I'd gone to a gig and I was wearing my cowboy hat back in 2005 or 6, and this big wind gust blew it off my head and into an oncoming car. And the car scuffed it up a good bit, and I ran out there and got it, but it never was the same.
I could imagine it wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't be the same after I got run over by a car.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So no on-stage performances with cowboy hat?
Nope. No, not since I was probably 20-something. Been a bit despite my youthful looks.
Alicia's gonna buy you a cowboy hat, buddy.
Okay.
Buy Brandon one of those tall cowboy hats, he said.
All right. 10-gallon hats, as they call them.
Yeah, I think the one I got might be a 3 to 5 gallon hat. It's not one of the big ones, but it's pretty good size. I'd say it's about the size of Kevin Costner's, on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
By comparatively speaking. I will, Judo. I'll check it out, buddy. I appreciate it, buddy. And I'm glad you made it home safely. So Judo drove down yesterday, and an 8-hour drive. Judo's from the, I think it's Monmouth, is Illinois, where the Earp brothers are from.
Okay, it's in Illinois, Monmouth, Illinois.
Monmouth, Illinois. So he drove 8 hours down, got here around 3 or 4, and he did a live stream with us and picked up his puppy and left this morning at 6 a.m. So he's been basically driving for 2 days. So.
Wow.
So he's
tell you what, despite the shady corruption that goes on all the time in Illinois, I really like the people in Illinois and in small towns and everything. I've got quite a few fans up there.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty fond of the Chicago Cubs.
Oh yeah.
They're
Have you
they're
heard my
located
song
there.
that I wrote for the Chicago Cubs, Jimbo?
You wrote a song for the Cubs?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I'll have to send it to you so you can hear it.
Yes, I gotta have that one.
Yeah.
Is it about us being the lovable losers?
No, it's actually a lot more positive than that. It was written before they went to the World Series in 2016. I wrote it in 2014. And basically, it's forget about that curse. The GOAT died long ago. Let's all start cheering. Go Cubs, go.
Oh, I gotta hear it, man. I gotta
Yeah.
hear it. You gotta send me that tonight. I'm gonna
Yeah.
aggravate you. There's let me show you. I got one handy right here. Honor my Cubbies. Oh.
So somebody says, I love the Southerners.
My
They're just
ringtone,
like
the Go Cubs
Scots.
Go song.
What's that?
So I used to have the Go Cubs Go song as my ringtone.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to take Steve Goodman, who wrote Go Cubs Go. I'd like to stop making him royalties and make myself some royalties. That's the goal for life.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So are you a Cubs fan?
Yeah, well, I like the Cubs since I was like a kid because Harry Carey was, the announcer back in the
Holy
day.
cow.
That was a heyday of baseball for me. I just
Me
love
too.
it. I love the Cubs, the Braves. That was the heyday of those teams.
You probably love the Cubs and the Braves for the same reason I did.
Mm-hmm. Probably so.
The only two teams that were on TV was I had the Turner Broadcasting Network and WGN out of Chicago.
Yep. Same reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So I fell in love with the Cubs as a young boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got some rivalry with the Northeast Pats. Says Go Cards.
N.E. Pats. Yeah. She's a New England Patriots fan, but she's a Cardinals fan. I don't know what happened to her.
We won't hold it against her, I don't guess.
I guess that's what makes sports great. People love their team and
yeah. So Sugar Pie Honey Bun thinks we're like Scottish people. I think Southerners are like Scottish people.
Yeah, she's from Scotland.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. I've got a sound clip of her. Let me play it for you real quick.
Okay.
Are you listening on a computer?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're on the phone, you have to hit the little mute thing and everything. But
Okay.
let me find it. What you doing, babe?
I'm gonna hang this quilt out here and let it dry a little bit.
Air dry.
Yeah, just a little
All
bit.
right. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Nope, got it over here. Maybe it's on the other one. I've got so many of these clips that I've got clipped out for people. But I got this one by special request. I'm like, nobody's ever heard your voice, so we need it. So she sent me a little clip. Now, of course, I'm on the spot and can't find it.
Judo Tap Out says he doesn't go for any team in Illinois except the Blackhawks. And I have a song for the Blackhawks too, believe it or not. So that's kind of interesting. The Blackhawks were, I think it was like 2016 or 17 maybe, was the year that they were going to the World Cup, Stanley World Cup, or playoffs or something. And I changed the bigger the wheels, the better the man into the bigger the game, the better we play, talking about the Blackhawks.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's Sugar Pie.
Nikki flicks her bean. Nikki flicks her bean.
What is she saying?
Nikki flicks her bean.
Oh. That's worth keeping. I understand why you kept that sound bite.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. She's as good as gold. She's a great creator. Like, you should check her YouTube channel out. She brings the thunder.
I bet.
She may need to check out some Brandon Maddox tunes and see if she wants to put some of those to her little video she puts together.
She could put a Scottish beat, Celtic beat onto it or something. Who knows?
Oh, cool. Now, do you play the bagpipes?
I can't play the bagpipes. No.
Me neither.
No. But I mean, she says we're like Scots, and maybe, we have that UK heritage, I'm sure, somewhere in our backgrounds to probably give us that mannerism she thinks we have.
Yeah.
I got a honeydew project for you.
More honeydews?
Yeah, I like a clothesline this summer. I love to hang clothes.
You want to hang clothes?
Mhm.
Okay.
Give us dryer break. Listen to it. It's done. So.
I wonder if I can get away with not buying a new dryer if I put a clothesline up.
Probably not.
No. Nah. That novelty will wear off after about 2 or 3 wash cycles. We've got all the kids still live here, so we've got 6 people with dirty laundry. So yeah, she's gonna want a dryer. She's going to the dryer fixed.
Now, Soul Search's sister says that they don't like Illinois because of crooked politicians. If I lived there, I'd feel the same exact way.
Yeah, she's from there. Yeah, so maybe Judo could hop in there on that. We could have an Illinois debate one night. I don't know anything about the Illinois politics, but it sounds like a Republican state.
It's definitely not a reciprocity carrying state. They don't let you carry. No, I mean, there's very few states that are reciprocity. Oh, very few states that Illinois is in reciprocity with as far as carrying your gun, and you have to have the bullet separate from the gun if you cross into Illinois and have your gun stowed somewhere else.
Mr. Beth Dutton said, Brandon, with your deep voice, I bet you can rock some Josh Turner songs.
I can do some Josh Turner for sure. Do some Your Man and some Long Black Train and another couple I think I do.
That was the first one that came to mind when he said that. And it was Long Black Train. Take him to the train station there. I don't talk politics. Sorry, Jimbo. You know that. I was only kidding. We don't. We get in trouble talking politics online.
Well,
even though we got freedom of speech, it's really like I wouldn't exactly call it freedom. I would call it like you're kind of on a leash.
Well, I mean, I say it anyway, but some people may not like what you're saying. That's the freedom of speech. That's your First Amendment rights. And
did you know that the only time my channel has got any kind of warning was when you were on here? I got a. Let me pull it up here and I'll tell you. Let's see.
I feel like I've accomplished something now, Jimbo.
You did, because I was like, oh, you don't have to worry about it on YouTube, Brandon. You come over here. This ain't Facebook.
Now YouTube hates me, so I knew that was coming.
An active community warning. And I thought it was politics because I was thinking, well, we was probably talking politics, but it was actually deemed as medical misinformation.
Well, now it's proven to be right, though. That was back then when they were censoring the truth of what came out about this thing. So
there's a book of stuff. I showed it to Kemper last night, all the things that you can or cannot say about, the China virus or
I say it anyway.
COVID-19, but you just can't talk about hardly anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, like I said, you can basically say COVID or COVID-19, but really not much else.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't want you to tell what's out there and, risk saving a few people's lives or maybe having freedom last in this country to where you're not promoting Marxist ideals. But somebody said, do I sing any Randy Travis? Yes, I do. Forever and Ever, Amen. Digging Up Bones, I played last night at the gig.
Oh, I love Digging Up Bones too,
Yeah. It's longer than the song of a whippoorwill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't call it that, Jimbo. Yeah, you can. I'll send you this book they sent me when they That was a long time ago too. Let me see when that was, Brandon.
Okay.
September 1st, 2022.
Yeah. So that's when I was on there and we were talking some politics, and they said you get a warning for this, or is that what happened?
But it was the medical misinformation they gave us the warning on. That was a
but if that wasn't that long ago, they knew more than they did. Like if I'd gone on there in 2021, this is relatively what is it, like 5 months from that time that all these revelations have come out about, that this was in fact the truth.
Yeah.
It's now kind of
always changing.
Yeah, it's changing, but it's also where they knew the truth and they chose to deceive people anyway. That's the problem with it.
Sugar Pie Rand Paul is one of my favorite politicians too.
Mm-hmm. Great one right there with Rand Paul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Judo, you right on the money. Most of Illinois is Republican, but Chicago rules the whole state of Illinois with its politics.
But Chicago ruins it from us. So Judo must be a Democrat.
Well, Chicago's Democrat. And so he says if it wasn't for Chicago,
okay. I got you.
Yeah.
No, Judo threatened me this weekend, Brandon. He said he was going to ankle lock me.
Oh my goodness, why?
Black belt in Judo, and he was talking about ankle locking me.
Well, what happened? Give more of the story than that.
Well, I was just teasing him about, his puppy that he was coming to pick up, and he didn't take it the right way. And he said, "I'm ankle locking you when I get there." I'm like, dude, what? Don't be violent. So I had to kind of hide my ankles the whole time he was here. We did pull a trick on my son, Hunter, a 16-year-old boy, the gullible one. He had Judo ask him to go look for his boots out in his van. So Hunter did. Judo is in a wheelchair. He doesn't have any legs. So he came back in and needed the keys and went back out and looked again. Came back in. And we were like, how about you just help him get his boots off first? Get these off. And he goes, huh? I'm like, yeah. Oh, goodness, hang on. I just got a message about my daughter. All right. Anyway, he said, my son finally realized Judo didn't wear boots because he didn't have legs. But I've got it all on video, and yeah, he was very gullible. Let me just a minute. I'll play your song right quick. I'm gonna run here and tell them the message I just got from the band director. Let's see. So here is Brandon Maddox, and if you're talking behind my back.
Dart slinging, shot sinking, going on. You were drinking in the corner alone. I was ragging up some 9-ball, making every single pocket I called. It was a ball, rolling beer, flowing hell of a night. Till my ex-best friend dropped by. Pretty soon you both were whispering. I said, oh God, there you go again. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. You were a show-stopping, jaw-dropping, one of a kind, but it didn't take me much time to find out you were a rattlesnake who up and bit me in a bad way. You had my heart yearning, fire burning from the start. Now I don't know who you are, didn't know you had a forked tongue, a devil's daughter if he's got one. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, face, backstabbing, gossip, but maybe if you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving like you've been doing. Keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. Oh, pucker up.
All right. Keep your lips moving. I went and got my hat.
Yeah, I like the hat. Does look like Kevin Costner off Yellowstone.
I did break my rule, though, because I'm wearing flip-flops and sweatpants.
Hey, I like that, Mr. Beth Dutton. I like that. Definitely lots of keyboard warriors out there for sure. That song could go to.
My dad told me, and it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now before he passed away, but my dad told me that the internet has made, how do you put it? Put a lot of bravery into a bunch of cowards.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way
like
to put that. Yeah.
And because people get on the internet and be hundreds and hundreds of miles away, knowing they're never going to see you, and then they just want blah blah blah, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I am very versatile, Alicia. Very versatile. Hooters and cowboy hats.
Yeah, thank you very much, Soul Searching Sisters. She listened to Picture Perfect, loves that song, so that's cool.
Oh,
That's an old oldie but a goodie there that I wrote years and years ago.
I think Picture Perfect is my favorite.
That is a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Cruising Through a Small Town, too.
Yeah, those are the two with the video. Have you noticed that kind of the video does kind of make you like it a little bit more?
Yes. Yeah, the video is awesome.
If I just had another extra $5,000, you know, for every song, or you know, at least $3,000, because it costs about $2,500 for the Cruising Through a Small Town video, and that was a shoestring budget.
Wow, I would have thought it would have been more than that.
Yeah, it's usually more than that. I talked the guy down another $2,000 from his usual price.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive business.
Yeah, for sure. And nothing's
baby.
going down in price,
I'm
is
going
it?
down, baby. I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
I'm
I love
going.
you, babe. Be careful.
Love you, baby.
So, Coupon and Donna is driving but listening.
And Lori, thank you for liking. Lori 33 really likes the Kiss My Ass song.
Yeah, and she's asking, do you do YouTube shorts with your songs?
I haven't gotten into doing the shorts yet, but I do need to get to doing that. I'm glad she brought that up, because that is something that I need to explore a little bit more, is doing those shorts.
We need to do more shorts on our channel, but because everything I've read and saw so far is that these shorts actually help promote your channel and get you more views and more subscribers. So that would probably be really good, especially like with the video, you know, from Cruising Through a Small Town. You could probably do 2 or 3 different shorts with that one.
Lori brings up an important point there too, is I was trying to get people to come up with a dance for Kiss My Ass, you know, just have people submit their various dances. I've gotten a couple in there that have submitted their dance for, you know, if you're talking behind my back. And so, yeah, you can make a little short of your dance, and we could have people send in their short videos for that, you know, 15 seconds long, and just put them up on their own YouTube pages. I'll share them from my page, and that'll help bring you some YouTube followers too. I'm just looking to try to promote the song with having people send in their dances. It'd be a win-win.
Sugar Pie said she'll help promote it too. Like I said, she's got a good following on her channel, and she's a really good creator, and her channel's still growing, and like every day, you know, and it's one of the most fun channels you can watch.
Awesome. To check that out.
She's she don't hold nothing back, you know. She's one of those, you know, like she's gonna put it all out there, man. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and much like that song, you know, like I think it's she, you know, I look forward to seeing something with that song done by Honey Bun.
Yeah, I would love to see her do a dance to it. That'd be great. Lori says she likes to dance. She just needs a link to it. It's out there on YouTube. It's also on Apple, as we put in there earlier too.
You actually have it uploaded, right?
Yeah, it's.
Let me get the link right quick. I know I've got it here somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, Shay, that'd be great. You and your girlfriends make that dance up. That would be awesome. We were kind of trying to make a contest and then put all the clips of everyone into a video and then have people vote on that. But we would feature everyone, but then have an official dance that kind of came out of it. Yeah, it's on Spotify too. Alicia put that in there.
All right, I'm going to share this on my community post too. But right quick, let's see. All right, so I'm posting it on my community post right now, and I'm going to put the link in chat for those if you want to click on it now and maybe save it or earmark it, however they do it on YouTube.
And you know, people are really loving, you know, between Picture Perfect and if you're talking Behind My Back, they love both of those songs. You might be fishing around and listen to some of my other songs, and that might be your favorite. So just because I have this newest single out with this song, you might find another favorite that you like. 1,500 songs are I've written that many songs, and some of the best are out there online. So you can find other songs that I think will be ones that people like even more, possibly.
Now I can tell you, I've got my favorites, but I don't have any that I'm like, nah, I don't really like that. So everyone I've heard
bad songs.
Yeah, I mean, I like them all. You know, of course I've got my favorites, but there's none that I skip when I'm playing my CD or whatever. There's none that I skip. So
Sub-Zero says, how can we get a request in for a live show? Definitely, we're going to do another live show on YouTube, Sub-Zero, in the future. Go to my YouTube page, youtube.com/playinghookysongs, and be sure and subscribe to that channel. Then you'll know when we're going to do another live thing. And we also promote it on Facebook too, when we're going live on YouTube. So
I think they may be talking about a live performance somewhere.
Yeah, well, I take requests on the fly when I'm performing live, and they posted in the chat the Bands in Town link as well. It's on BrandonMaddoxMusic.com as well. So either a physical location like a bar show or you know, festival or something, but also I'll go live from my house sometimes.
Are you ever in the Ohio area?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my areas I sold the most CDs was at the Schottenstein Center in Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah, it's a big arena in Columbus. That's where I was with the Monster Truck Rally back in 2014. We sold the most CDs there of any of the places that we performed.
Oh, you won an award with the Monster Truck Rallies, right?
Well, I got named the Monster Truck Artist of the Year in 2014. So I traveled 7 different cities and played different arena shows in those cities.
Heck yeah. Oh, Bubby's going at it.
And then later, the Drive Me to Drink won an award with the Josies. And where are you located, Sub-Zero? Where's your town that you're closest to?
Drive Me to Drink is a really good one too.
Yeah, that won the 2019 Song of the Year award, and then Dixie Chaser won 2017 Song of the Year award.
Look, Bocephus is in the chat.
Yeah, Nana C82 said it's downtown Columbus. That's right, it is. And Fluffy says, can I buy the song on iTunes? Yes, you can. And Mr. Beth Dutton, yes, I do come to Charlotte, NC sometimes. I've been to Winston-Salem, Mooresville, North Carolina, Greensboro area, and King, North Carolina as well. So we've been to North Carolina a few times. We don't have plans to go there this year, but I definitely come there, every now and then we go to North Carolina.
What comment was it, Sugar Pie? Jimbo, I removed my comment just to be on the safe side. I was self-censoring.
Oh gosh, Lori, I got to say this to Lori 33. She says, come to Bristol, Virginia, Tennessee. We're going to be there this coming weekend. So we're going to be at the Bristol Hard Rock Casino this weekend. Let me see if it's Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday.
How about that for responding to a request?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be there this weekend.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be at the Bristol Hard Rock Casino this Friday night, March 10th, with a full band. I'll have a 5-piece band with me that night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Lori's going to be there.
Yeah, it starts at 8:30. We go to about 10:30 at the Bristol Hard Rock. It's at the Bristol Bar inside of the Hard Rock.
That is cool.
All right. See, everybody's kind of got a different song that they're liking. Bocephus says "Living on Sunshine," so that's another original there. "Picture Perfect" was mentioned. "Talking Behind My Back" was mentioned, and Drive Me to Drink, you said, Jimbo. So everybody kind of has a different favorite, and that's kind of how I am with it too. Each and every song that I write is my baby at some point. And then it's hard to name one that's, my favorite of all time.
I was getting ready to ask you, what's your favorite Brandon Maddox song of all time?
Like I said,
what is your wife's favorite Brandon Maddox song of all time?
What's that?
What is your wife's favorite Brandon Maddox song of all time?
She would be hard pressed to say the same thing. I think she likes some of the ones lately that I've been writing, but she also she likes Last Farm in the USA and Small Town quite a bit. I think if you were to ask her.
Well, she was one of the stars of the video of Cruising to a Small Town.
That's right. So that may have something to do with it too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, she's bringing the crew. Lori 33 is.
Oh,
big
wow,
crowd.
that's great. Yeah, please bring everybody that you can, Lori. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you care if she promotes it around town?
Go ahead.
Do it around town.
Go right ahead. Promotion ain't a bad thing. It's a good thing.
That's right. I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. Like seeing him, like in the live performance, like the CD and YouTube videos, that don't do it justice, man. Like seeing him really perform there, and with the microphone, it's way better.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And Bocephus will actually get me that way as well. So he's out there. They're out there looking at the songs. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alicia says Dirty Hands and Good Side. Good Side made it to number 58 on the Music Row chart back in 2018 when I put out to radio. Dirty Hands is a great little blue collar salute to the blue collar worker type song, and they don't get enough praise in society. So
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people really like that one.
Sub-Zero have you told me where you're from so I can tell you if I'm coming there?
No, she's or he or she is like they want to line up a date and a cost for you to come. So
okay.
I think
Yeah,
I've
it
got
looks
an
like
idea.
didn't they say way back here? I see Akron and Columbus area. Maybe is where Sub-Zero's from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do private like birthday parties and things like that too, right?
Yeah. 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 As far as that, let's connect. Alicia, can you find a way or something that we could I could get in touch and talk details with Sub-Zero? Because we can make that happen. It'll probably, I'll have to look at the calendar for one and just see, it's probably going to be late in the year, probably the fall. So October through December timeframe, we could try to make it work. And if I can get multiple shows, that will help out with the cost of instead of just doing one. I'll have to charge more if I'm just doing one. And okay, email me at Sub-Zero. Okay. Thank you, Bo Cephas. You have a great night too. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm down for putting something together for Ohio.
All right. Well, guys, we'll start wrapping up here pretty soon. You guys, any more questions or for Brandon about his music or videos? Oh, my daughter's calling. So if anybody's got a question, post it there in the chat, and I'll give you a second to look over them here.
Yeah, happy to take any questions if anybody's got anything.
I'm back. What'd you say, Brandon?
Oh, I was just telling them I'm happy to take questions if they have any questions.
Bo Cephas listens to your stuff a bunch.
Yeah.
Just got you over here. Oh, cool. Good night, Bo Cephas. Mama Davis said always sounds better live. I would agree with that for the most part, except for maybe Billy Ray Cyrus and a few others.
Yeah, Lori, I will definitely be, if you come up and say hello to me, I'll be able to know who you are when you get there. So please come up and say hi this Friday night, and definitely down to meet up. And I always love to meet fans and love to meet new people,
Mama Davis. Yeah, check out some of those links that Alicia published there, and check out Brandon's YouTube channel. If you look back through the chat, and I'm going to leave this live stream up. It's not going to get taken down or anything. So go back through the chat and find the links. Usually takes a little bit longer for the chat to reappear or whatever. But there you go. There's his website. That's got all his links on it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, check him out and listen to his music. He's a really talented musician, artist, songwriter.
Yeah, I'll look on your channel, Sugar Pie Honey Bun. I'll look on there, and it's good that you cuss a lot with that song. Your audience should be, thinking it's child's play what I've said, and if you're talking behind my back, so they won't be offended.
It will not offend our audience, not at all. No. So, Well, all right, guys. I guess we'll close up shop. We've held you on here for almost 2 hours, Brandon.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Jimbo. Really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. And, hope that we'll see you at a show, coming up here soon this year.
Yeah, we'll shoot for that August date too to catch you while you're down there and maybe have a bunch of crazy YouTubers.
That sounds wonderful.
At a live show together.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. Let me cue up the music. I'll play the If You're Talking Behind My Back as we exit here one more time. All right. Anything else you want to say, Brandon?
No, just that I appreciate everybody tuning in and hope that, we can keep sharing this. We'll share this video and share others out there, with the music on them. I got to get the music out and contact your radio stations. If they don't have it, contact me on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page, just somewhere, anywhere. I check all that and I will reach out to that radio person and make sure they have the song.
Yeah, and he does do that too. Because he helped us with the benefit by doing that. So,
yeah.
All right. Till next time, buddy. I appreciate you coming on again, and you're always welcome here. Just let me know when you got time, and we'll put a seat up for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jimbo. Thanks, everybody.
Right. Tell Meredith I said hello, and have a good night. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend, buddy.
Okay, you too, buddy. See you.
All right. We'll see you guys on the Stand After Dark later on. But right now, this is Brandon and Jimbo coming to you live from the stand.
There was dart slinging, shot sinking going on. You were drinking in the corner alone. I was ragging up some 9-ball, making every single pocket I called. It was a ball rolling, beer flowing, hell of a night. Till my ex-best friend dropped by. Pretty soon you both were whispering. I said, oh God, there you go again. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. You were a show-stopping, jaw-dropping, one of a kind, but it didn't take me much time to find out you were a rattlesnake. Grew up and bit me in a bad way. You had my heart yearning, fire burning from the start. Now I don't know who you are. Didn't know you had a forked tongue. But devil's daughter if he's got one. If you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving and kiss my ass. I was raised to never say this kind of thing to a lady, so I ain't saying you're a two-faced, backstabbing gossip, but maybe if you don't have the nerve to say it to my face, let me tell you what I think about that. If you're talking behind my back, keep your lips moving like you've been doing. Keep your lips moving and kiss my ass.